We started making videos in 2009, and in 2011, we were asked to participate in an online snowboard video contest called the Crew Clash. We decided to name our crew the Yawgoons, and we filmed all year. We made a video, we submitted it. We ended up winning that year, and the following year we won again. And from that point on, we were known as the Yawgoons. Yago Valley is one of the smallest ski areas in the United States, and it's located in Exeter, Rhode Island.
The only ski hill in Rhode Island that you probably don't know about.
150 vertical feet, and it's a small hill with several cut trails on it, maybe like 6 to 8 trails, I would say.
It's close to the ocean, so it's hard to keep the snow there, make the snow, and keep it going. But it's the last one in the state. There was a couple of them, I think, but they all kind of fell out except for Yago.
It's just all the people from this town. It's not like people are coming from all over the world vacationing to visit the place like most ski places are. It's much different than that.
It's really like, I guess, the family kind of vibe, and you know everyone there, all the people that work there.
I think the most unique and fun thing at Yago is the rope tow. For people who don't know what a rope tow is, it's a pretty thick rope on a couple spools powered by an electric motor, and it spins consistently. You can go up by holding on, and you ride down, just grab onto the thing, ride back up.
Like, you never have to unstrap. Like, you're just going up, coming down, going up, coming down, going up, coming down.
Riding a rope tow is so much different than anything else. You get your laps so much faster, you're hanging out with all your friends.
At another mountain, you spend 5 or 10 minutes on the chairlift every time, and you spend 5 or 10 minutes in the line on the chairlift every time. When you're on a rope, you are not unstrapping, you're snowboarding for, say I go for 2-3 hours, that's equivalent to like 6 hours at another hill, because the amount of time that you're actually riding your snowboard is that much more.
I think the Rhode Island community really appreciates having a place like Yago. There's nothing else like it around.
Yeah, we started snowmaking maybe 4 years ago now. I've always worked there. Clay asked me if I wanted to make snow. It was actually the last day of the season one year. They've got a big diesel motor that drives a pump.
We get water moving through the hill. And once we start to get the water moved through the hill, we go and we start placing the guns wherever they need to get placed throughout the hill.
And they're all like air fan guns. So you set them up. It's got to be cold enough, but then humidity's got to be right too. And there's a lot of variables. It's fun too. I like doing that.
The Yagoons were the Yagoons before we even had a name, before we were the Yagoons. We were still all together. That's kind of the beauty of it, and that's why it will never change, because we all knew and loved each other first.
When I was a sophomore in high school, a buddy of mine went to Rhode Valley and we learned how to snowboard. We took a lesson, and from there I basically fell in love with it. And I've been snowboarding ever since. I think it's been, 25 years at this point.
My dad got me into snowboarding because he had been snowboarding since the 80s, I would say, even late 80s, early 90s probably. And he was doing it before I could even walk, and he put me on skis first from when I was like 2 years old to 8 years old, and then put me on a snowboard. And there was like a year where I did both of them at the same time, kind of. But then once I learned how to carve on a snowboard, I just never touched a pair of skis again.
Me and my cousin started out skateboarding when we were really young. I lived right next to Yago, so I guess in the winter, like soon after we started skateboarding, we got lessons there, took lessons. I think Brian Skrupski was actually in my class.
Probably what got me into snowboarding is I got like one of those little plastic boards when I was super young from like Sports Authority or something. Maybe it was Walmart. I'm not exactly sure. And that's probably where I started snowboarding. But then what got me really into snowboarding was one Christmas my parents got us lessons at Yago Valley. And then from that point, it was history.
Me and Dr. Brendan met in the mid-90s. Going to Loon Mountain and Yago. He knew of me from Yago because I used to just be a tiny little border kid ripping, and Dr. B was 5 years older than me. So we met at Yago, but then he had a cabin at Loon, so we would go there at the same time and shred together.
Me and Brian were always riding together. Yeah, I think just being there, it's a small place, so snowboarders kind of all knew each other, I guess. But I definitely looked up to Marcus and Brennan.
Dylan used to just be the little kid at Yago ripping around doing 900s with his big helmet on, and I met Brian years later, but just same thing, from just being a Yago kid. We both had this place to go to where we would ride the rope, and like even in our lives aside from that, we didn't necessarily chill all the time, but it was during the winter that would bring us together.
When I was in high school, back in the late 90s, I was snowboarding after school at Yago almost every day. And I met Marcus, Brian, and Dylan around that time, and we've been friends ever since.
Got the goods.
A lot of times when we get to Yago to film, there's nothing set up. The mountain has been fully groomed, so we'll walk out, try to decide what to set up, and it's usually a team effort. We'll talk amongst ourselves, decide what to build, spend a couple hours building it, and then we'll film for the rest of the day.
Yeah, but so it's a double rail, Like flat down.
Oh, you're saying in front of.
Yeah.
Like Marriott.
Yeah.
Could dig it out. Yeah. Okay.
I was just thinking maybe a little closer to the, like down a little bit, and a little closer to this thing. but not a lot. Like that. Right there. Yeah, that's good.
Yago has no park crew. We set everything up ourselves.
It's every day you got to figure out what are you going to do next. And that's one of the giant things with, I think, the Yawgoons, is that we got to show up and create on a blank canvas every day.
At Yago, we have a lot of really unique things that we snowboard on. One of them is this anchor chain rail that we welded a few years ago. It's really fun to watch people snowboard on it because sparks fly, it makes a loud noise, it's somewhat dangerous.
Yeah, everything comes from the scrapyard, pretty much. All the like weird stuff. But like that rebar was sitting there in a massive pile. I was like, oh, this would be sick to skate on too, probably. But we doubled it up as a double barrel.
We also have a series of corrugated tubes that Marcus has cut into different lengths and different sizes that can be set up in different patterns, and it's always a blast watching him ride those. We've been making videos for many years now at Yago, and we've had a lot of fun doing it. And I think what has helped us continue the process is our creativity. I think people can relate to it. I think certainly people who, ride at small mountains can relate to it. It's almost stuff that you can do in your backyard. So I think that a lot of people enjoy watching it and like the videos because of that.
We're all different, but we're all good at what we do. Dylan has the power and the pop, Skrupski goes big and sends it. Brendan is just like has the eye for filming. He has the ability to come up with tricks for all of us to do. And then I don't even know what I am, but I'm my own for sure. And I think people just like this because it's like the perfect blend,
All of us combined, we all like shoot ideas off each other. And Brendan always coming up with ideas, and Brian, Marcus.
We just stayed in our own lane and always did our own thing. And we all had our own little intricate things that we wanted to do, and people really liked that.
Over the years, it's been a real honor to have been featured in a few snowboarding magazines and have won a few awards. I think a highlight for me was winning the Transworld Snowboarding Online Video Series of the Year award in 2016. The following year, in 2017, on New Year's Day, we were featured in the New York Times front page of the sports section, which was a real honor as well.
Not only are we on the cover of the New York Times, at the bottom it says Sports Sunday. You only open up to Sports Sunday and it's like, it's not Tom Brady. It's Dylan Gamache and it's about the Yagoons.
Sunday, January 1st, 2017, New Year's Day, New York Sunday Times. Big picture of Dylan Gamache, 2 pictures of Dylan Gamache, pictures of all of us here, a picture of me and Dr. B filming, and a long article done by Matt Ruby about the Yawgoons. And this is, in my opinion, the peak of our career. It doesn't get any higher than this. This reached so many people, so many more people than any snowboard magazine could ever reach. And it's humbling, but it's badass, and it makes us feel proud about Yago and proud of what we've done and stuff like that.
That photo was kind of funny, the New York Times one. We were like using the winch to winch into the waterfall, just going across the waterfall and then like jumping off to the side, like wakeboarding basically on the water. The neighbor came out. He was super pissed. He was just like, I said, he was like, I kill people like you for my job. He was super pissed. And then I remember we ended up going back there a couple days later or something. And we did it quick, and that was it. And I really wanted to give that guy a copy of the photo. I might have seen it. Hopefully he did. I don't know.
One of the biggest things was just Dylan's cover on Snowboarder Mag.
Yeah, we were filming with the 32 guys. And we went to this cool spot, which I've been going since I was a kid. It's just these old forts like on the water from, I think it's World War II. And I was like, I don't know, messing around. I saw this like snow pile up against it was like a stair set into a bunker that went inside. I thought it'd be sick to snowboard inside. I made a wall ride kind of thing into like the stairs as a landing.
That was the one.
And that's probably one of my favorite photos.
My favorite trick that I have filmed at Yago was of Dylan. It was this trick where at the bottom of the hill in the rope tow shack, which is a little shed, he had this snowbank set up inside, and the idea was that he ride into the small shed, ride up the wall, and then ride back out. And to film it, was up in the small roof, and I was contorted in this little ball with my camera with a wide angle lens, crouched up there waiting for Dylan to come down, and we filmed it probably 10 times. And I remember just sitting up there with the nails from the roof digging into my back, and we ended up getting a pretty cool shot.
Is he close?
My favorite trick I've done in the Yawgoons edit, I mean, honestly, the first one that pops into my head is a tube trick. And it's 50-50, 50-50, 50-50 to the other one, and then back 180 swivel, and then came back switch. The one that I most thought, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, but then I just got lucky and had it happen perfect.
I think one of the most favorite clips I've filmed was probably slashing the front of the snowcat. It was one of those things you were only going to have a couple tries at it. That's probably one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, I'd say the backwards carve, I guess, is my favorite.
My goal when I first started making videos was to put something out that got people excited about snowboarding, to kind of capture the feeling that I felt when I was younger watching a snowboarding video. It got me really excited about snowboarding. It made me want to pick up my board, go out and ride. And I think that I'm trying to recreate that now.
I'm probably never going to stop filming snowboarding. And I think at some point, yeah, like we'll slow down a little. I mean, we're a little older. I don't think it'll ever go away, though.
I think, yeah, we're going to be doing it forever, I think. Whether it's just on the phone or filming stuff with a big camera and saving it for a while. But, yeah, I think we'll be doing it forever.
We're not professional snowboarders. We all have jobs. I'm a dentist. I've been doing it for 12 years. I love what I do. I love being able to help people with their smile, take people out of pain, give back to the community. Marcus is a mason. He loves his job. He's very passionate about the projects that he works on. I know Dylan is a fantastic landscaper. He has his own business. He's been doing that for about 8 years now. And Brian, he loves the ocean. He's a lifeguard in Westerly, and he's been doing that for a few years now. And he really loves his work.
My sister has made such a career off snowboarding that it's absolutely incredible. But it all started back at Yago and with the Yagoons. Mary is and forever will be a Yagoon. But what she has done and how far she has come with this backcountry stuff, and then even before that, I mean, she parted off from the Yagoons to go do her own thing. And she filmed a part for Rendered Useless with John Stark. Like, she did the street thing, and now she's in the backcountry. It's just incredible what Mary's done. Mary has made it further than any of us have professionally. Other crews over time might go separate ways and stuff. This is different. We're all from the same place, and we've all been friends since before this shit started. So the Yagoons are just forever. That's it.